there was some kind of stat about Aiden and Trey over the last 3 games. Get those numbers for me.
78 points, 25 assists, 2 turnovers.
Say that again?
78 points, 25 assists, 2 turnovers.
So 78 points, 25 assists, and 2 turnovers in the last 3 games. You talk about great point guard play. We knew we were playing against a great point guard in Isaiah Collier. Obviously, Aiden and Trey both being freshman and sophomore, knew Isaiah going up through the AAU ball and understood how special he was. And they also see where he's ranked on draft boards and things like that. And they always want to play well, but it's the youngest position on our team. And right now we're just getting incredible point guard play. They've worked hard defensively to not get lined up. And, when you've got rim protectors back there like Jalen Williams, Dylan Cardwell, Janai Broom, the physicality of a Chris Moore, the length of a Chad Baker, the quickness and speed of Denver and KD, we've managed to be fairly effective defensively. Second half, we didn't turn the SC over as much, but we kind of loved that zone just because it was taking time. They, if we were going man-to-man against them in the second half, they'd have lined us up and they'd have gotten more looks for Boogie and got downhill more. And I just, as long as they were willing to take 20 seconds of time off the clock with the lead we had, I was satisfied to stay in that zone. So, great crowd tonight. I want to thank the Auburn students for coming back from break. I wish them a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We got 3 more games here at home before we start league play. So right now the focus will be about the kids, recovery, a little bit of rest. We'll get some great lifts this week and some individual workout and see if we can build on this.
I'll take questions. Just raise your hand. We'll start here with Bert.
Bruce, is that the best you've seen Dylan play in a game with everything he did on both ends of the floor?
Yeah, that's probably the best Dylan Cardwell's played on both ends of the floor. Those monster dunks, the pivots, the footwork, the physicality, the rim protection. He got anything he got his hands on, he got. Like, he just grabbed everything. Dylan, and look, Dylan is such a great ambassador for us. He is a 4.0 student. He does it on and off the court, in the community. But when he plays like this, now the next level is a possibility for him because he can defend at that level, he can rebound at that level. He's making his free throws. There's a place for him. And so that was really good. I kidded Janai. He got 14 shots, and he probably left 15 points out there on at least. You got to make some of those shots, and we got him pretty good looks. So, again, we won the battle at point guard, and we won the battle in the paint with our 5 men, and those are 2 important wins.
Bruce, you mentioned Janai getting the ball even inside, even when he wasn't making it. Jalen got inside. Dylan, how key was that for your bigs to get in there to kind of break up that zone early in the game?
Well, we could do 2 things. We could do 3 things against the zone. The 2 things we do really well against the zone is we can get in the ball. We get the ball inside and get those balls in the duck-ins, and we mix it up. The second thing we do is we shoot it well against the zone. The third thing we do, and we haven't done as well of it, is driving gaps. And so we'll probably need to mix that into our zone offense package.
Coach, your team has continued to improve three-point shooting from beyond the arc. Can you talk about the shot selection that you're seeing from your team and how happy you are with what they're doing there?
Well, I thought the guys are very, very unselfish. It's hard for Aiden to not shoot from half court because he can make it. It's just hard to pass up when he dribbles the ball across 10-second line. It's hard. A better coach might let him shoot that. But our guys are confident in it, and I do. They are unselfish. And what it does is it obviously opens up your offense. You've got to extend, you got to cover us. And we missed some shots. I thought Denver Jones had a big 3 when SC was closing the gap, and we got kind of standing around to get the zone. I thought he had a big 3, and that's Denver's second really good game in a row. So he's starting to hit his stride as well. And Chad Baker, I looked at the stat sheet. He only took 3 shots, right? But he had such joy after the game when the win. I can just tell you, some kids after that game, man, I'm one of the best players in this team, and Chad Baker is. And I only got 3 shots, and he's not worrying about any of that stuff. He's not worrying about any of that stuff. He's worrying about winning, worrying about his teammates. What a great teammate.
You mentioned the
point guard play a bit. Just kind of to expand on that more, how did you see them handle that challenge against some of the other NBA guards that they faced tonight?
Well, there were a couple things that that were factors. They value possessions, and they also understand advantage, disadvantage, and transition. And when we had the advantage, they went and took advantage of it. When we didn't, they ran something. And so that's just really good discipline. And that's, if you get that out of that player, it's important. USC pressed us early, and we scored both times early against the pressure, and they bothered us with a little bit with the press last year. We turned the ball over 20 or 21 times at USC last year. Same system. I emphasized that this week. We took better care of the ball, but I thought that they shared it. They just shared it. They didn't ball dominate it.
Coach,
Over here.
you said in the preseason that you knew this team would be able to score, but you were kind of concerned about the defense. So talk about that, how you feel about the defense now so far into the season.
Well, I think the fact that our guards have worked hard at trying not to allow blow-bys. At the same time, Boogie blew by him a couple times. Isaiah blew by him a couple times. And so we still have got to work on that getting lined up. But when they got to the rim, you got Janai or Dylan or Jalen Williams or Chaney, Chad, Chris Moore, Chad Baker. We got size and length to protect the rim. And so if our guards could continue to just get better walling up and when they get beat. And then the other thing, too, is our bigs can step out on the perimeter and they can guard. Our big guys can get out there and do it. The key is to just not take possessions off, to get offense from your defense, and to play hard every night.
Bruce, Jalen has that big game against Indiana, huge first half in this. Are you pleased with how assertive he's been on offense here recently?
I mean, Jay Will, again, there's another one. You easily could, and again, a better coach probably gets in more touches in the second half and doesn't say a word. But he came ready to play. And to be honest, since that Indiana game, he's had great practices. He's had great preparations. And, I think there's a lesson to be learned from that. A lot of times success can affect you. And Jalen, a couple games back, didn't have a very good game, and he put it on himself. And he's been really good ever since. But more importantly, he's been really good in practice.
A couple from TV in the back.
Hey, Coach, your team has played very well this year against the power conference opponents. What have you seen from them in the bigger games, so to speak, and how pleased are you?
Yeah. I mean, this is the most Power 5 opponents we've had in the non-conference. St. Bonaventure almost beat Florida Atlantic, yesterday, or at least played with them for the whole game. I care about this league, and a great deal. I've been in this league now. This is my 10th year at Auburn. I was there 6 at Tennessee. So I've been coaching the SEC a long time, and I've seen it grow and seen it change. And I've never seen it as deep and as strong as it is right now. I'm just very proud of the fact that over the last 7 years, Auburn basketball has got the best non-conference record in this league for the last 7 years. And because what happens is we're going to all beat each other up in league play, but it's these non-conference wins and big wins in the non-conference that matter come tournament time. And so I'm very proud of that. Very proud of that.
Coach, you guys had a real balanced attack out there. 5 players in double figures today against this USC defense. Just, it seemed like if it wasn't one person, it was another. Everybody clicking for you today.
Yep, having some balance is important. It makes you for USC, obviously Boogie Cousins Boogie Ellis he's the guy, and he had his night, But for us, you just never know who it's going to be. But again, the guys have got to be terrific, unselfish. Janai Broom could play 30 minutes for any SEC team. He plays 20 to 22 for me right now. And Dylan Carwell belongs out there too. And so it just gives us a chance to withstand foul trouble or injury, God forbid. And the guys, as long as the guys keep, staying unselfish and playing together and keep improving, we'll keep winning.
All right, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.